So after the longest drive in history, I've made it all the way from Glacier down to Yellowstone. So it's lunchtime and it took me 6.5 hours. So welcome to Yellowstone. Today I'm going to take you looking for wildlife, and then we're going to camp at Canyon Campground tonight. Remember, these are your best friends for the national parks, $80, and you can get into all of them. You just need to show proof of your identity. So if you're coming to Yellowstone, there's a few things that you need to be aware of. There's multiple entries into the park. Now, I've come through the entrance in Mammoth, which is from Gardner, and it's usually one of the quieter entrances. The east entrance is the quietest. There I didn't, considering it's Labor Day today and I waited like 2 cars, not that bad. Coming from West Yellowstone is the busiest, and also coming up from the south from Teton is also really busy. So yeah, the plan is to spend the day looking for animals, really. You know, the whole thing with me in Yellowstone is all about the animals. It's not a hiking park. There is hikes, and I've definitely been on hikes. There's videos on this channel. There's lots of touristy spots as well. So if you're looking to see Grand Prismatic, I've got a video on that. If you're looking to see the springs, the geyser basins and stuff, I cover all of that. But on this particular trip is all about animals. So I am just gonna go to all the spots that I've gone to before, and places that I kind of have a bit of incline that there's going to be a higher chance of spotting something, but it's not a zoo. And I said this in other parks and other videos. I got really lucky up at Glacier and I saw grizzlies, black bears, moose, everything. So now this is just all bonus for me, so I'm just going to enjoy it. My first stop I think is going to be towards I'm at Mammoth now, and there is normally elk around here, but I saw some elk in Rocky just last week, so I'm going to focus on getting over to Lamar Valley. So I'm going to go the Tower way, and driving along Tower is a really nice drive. Black bear are quite often spotted there. You can also sometimes spot wolves, although it's the middle of the day, so that'd be unlikely. But yeah, I'm going to head to Lamar Valley and Slough Creek. Again, it's the middle of the day. Activity's normally at its lowest at this point, but you never know what you're going to see, because you know, wildlife is wild. And then later this evening I'm going to head to Hayden Valley, and to the East Entrance Road, which are spots that I've had a lot of luck in the past. So yeah, come along with me. So I'd literally just been in the park for like 10 seconds, and there was about 4 pronghorn just here in Mammoth up in these grass fields. So I was going to go and hike up and see if I could get a better view, but they have rattlesnakes in this part of the park and I'm not going to do that. But I did manage to get some pictures of it, which is really, really cool. So there's animal number 1, the pronghorn. So I'm just in the area between Tower and Mammoth, and there was like a little bear jam, like an animal jam, where there was a few cars pulled in. They were looking through spotting scopes, but they were looking at a bison and some pronghorn. So I got out and had a little look, but I've decided to keep moving because I know I'll see more bison later on anyway. And I saw some pronghorn already. So yeah, really, really cool. See, it's very open here. You can see why people see stuff in this park compared to other parks. Okay, so I've decided to take the drive up to the Blacktail Plateau. So this is a 6-mile dirt road. It's usually closed when I come, but it is an area where black bear are common. I mean, it's very warm and dry today, so I'm not sure that there'll be one out at this time of the day. But I thought, hey ho, might as well go for a little drive up and just see what I see, if I see anything at all. Since I last updated you, bear in mind, I've been in the park for 25 minutes. I saw another 5 pronghorn out there as well, grazing. So there is wildlife out. So, you know, it's really encouraging. So yeah, I'm just keeping my eyes peeled now. So I'm gonna go and look for a black bear, hopefully. can see the conditions of the road. It's super gravelly. It's horrific, it's so bumpy, but there are berry bushes all along the side of the road, so I can see why they would say that this is a good spot for black bear. So there's none so far, sadly, but I can imagine this being a very good spot for black bear, especially maybe in a couple of weeks. So yeah, definitely if you have the time, I recommend it. So I have just turned down towards Lamar Valley. They've been working on this for the last, like, God knows how many years. It's a huge project, but it's kind of busy in this section of the park. So here's the thing with Lamar Valley. You kind of need to be here at dawn and dusk for the best chance of seeing wildlife, but I know that people have seen grizzly bears and wolves in the middle of the day. It's all about luck and chance. But one of my top tips for you is try and find out if there's any carcasses, like any dead bodies of bison or elk or deer or something, because that's what usually draws the grizzly bears and the wolves to out, especially in the daytime, is those carcasses. And you'll see people with these bear jams, and a lot of the time you'll pull in and you'll be like, what do you see, what do you see? And they're like, it's a bison. And you're like, great, there's loads of them here, but still you've got to get out and have a look. You know, it's just how it is. And sometimes it's that, what, you know, I've created a bear jam and nobody's been interested, and it was just me and Ben looking at a grizzly bear for ages. So you'll see here, there's all these cars pulled over, and all these people are heading over there because there's some bison. So yeah, bison are cool, but I am after some other animals first. I have passed a few bison, but I will get some good shots of them later, especially in Hayden Valley. Another tip from me is probably just to pick a lane. So decide what it is you're looking for and look in the areas that are good for that animal. I also think Lamar Valley is amazing, and Hayden Valley is also really good. But I feel like if you're going to do the dawn and dusk thing, you need to pick one. So if you're going to do Lamar Valley, stay in Mammoth, stay in Tower, stay in Cook City, and focus on going in and out of Lamar Valley in the morning and the evening, because the driving distances are so big between all these different places. So for me, I'm staying near Hayden Valley and the east entrance, so that's the area that I'm going to focus on for this evening and tomorrow morning. But for today, I'm just going to have a little drive through just in case I spot something. And here again, there is another bison jam. So these, well, it's not really a jam, but everybody's pulling in because there's a bison and he's sat down just off the side of the road there. So that's the spot, and you just see him now. He's pretty close to the road, which I guess is the big appeal for people, but you can just see him waggling his tail. There's a bunch of pronghorn out here just grazing. So just to paint a bit of a scene here, you can see the bison in front of me. Now obviously we all know there's loads of bison in Yellowstone, but there's just so many herds all dotted around. There's a pronghorn here, there's some more pronghorn running down there. They're actually like really running. I don't know what they're running from, but they're in a race. I might zoom in and see what's going on over there. And then there's way more bison just out here as well. So you can see there's some pronghorn there, and people in front just got out the car. They just stopped in the street. So the next stop for me is going to be Slough Creek. So I actually saw wolves down here last year on a kill, on a carcass in the river, but it looks a lot quieter today, so maybe there's not so much going on. But you'll know when there's something going on because you'll see lots of people with spotting scopes and they'll all be out taking pictures and waiting. So this is the parking lot at Slough Creek, and this was the spot last year to be. On our visit last year, me and Ben struggled to find parking here, and we went and looked at this wolf feeding on the carcass. It was so cool. There's nothing here right now, so again it goes back to what I was saying, you need to find out where the carcasses and the kills are. Because there's nothing here, there's no reason for people to be sitting out waiting for the animals to come. So this is what Yellowstone's all about. Keep on moving. Okay guys, so there was a bear. Unfortunately it was basically, I was in a bear jam. So I saw a bear, but it was up on the side of the road, and there was a traffic jam. I don't know what is going on with this camera. So there was a bit of a traffic jam, and I was like, what's up? And everything has come to a standstill in the road, and I looked up and I saw this bear, and then all of a sudden it was out of sight, and then the traffic started moving, so it must have just been a very fleeting sighting. So it was up on the side. I would never have got a good photo of it, but I did see it with my own eyes. So from what I could see, it was a grizzly because it had the distinctive hump. But yeah. And then fresh from the excitement of the bison in Lamar Valley, it's Hayden Valley's turn for a bison jam. So I've seen up ahead there's a herd of bison. They are really close to the road, so I do get it. So yeah, God knows how long this one's gonna take. I'm so happy that I saw a bear. I know that I haven't got the shot for you guys, but that's what it's like. Sometimes it's not predictable, and like in this situation, the bear was there. I couldn't get to the bear quick enough because of the jam, and that's what happens. I think obviously the person who spots it stops, wants to take their pictures, and the animals don't stay still, you know, unless it's on a carcass or something. It's usually moving and it's got somewhere to be, and what ends up happening is everything stays still until the animal's gone. So unless you're the person to see it, it doesn't really work out. And I tried to grab my lens and zoom in from the car, but it just didn't work out. But it's all good. I saw a bear in Yellowstone, which is great. I saw so many bears last year. I think I saw 7 bears here last year, which was just crazy. So luckily I've just got some really good photos from Glacier anyway. But I'm on my way through Hayden Valley now. I'm heading to the East Entrance Road because this is a really good spot for bear. So I'm gonna drive the East Entrance Road, then I'm gonna come back through Hayden Valley, go to my campground, set up my camp in Canyon, and then if I haven't seen a bear on the East Entrance Road, I'll go back this evening. But I really hope I see one now because I really want to. So all these cars have been stuck because the bison herd decided to cross the road. So you can see it tails back so far. And slowly but surely getting past the buffalo, but it's taken its time to do this. There's just more and more. Look at the baby. Please don't come in the road. Oh no. You've literally just crossed the road, Hans. You need to get moving before. So here in Hayden Valley, it would appear that there's a sleeping bear over there. So let's go and see if we can spot it. This is what Yellowstone's all about, looking for the crowds and being ready to just dive in, just in case. So there we go, there was a grizzly bear sleeping in Hayden Valley. So I managed to get a picture of it. It's really far away, so I did manage to
200 to 800.
Ben, look through it to see how.
Is it higher res than you?
To get a picture of it. It's not the clearest picture, but still really cool. So I'm still going to go and head to the east entrance now to hopefully see if I can see any other bears. But there's a big jam forming here out for this bear, so it's going to get crazy here tonight. At some point she'll move, but there's a carcass up on the hill and it seems like she's just chilling out, sleeping it off. Okay, so I've made it to the east entrance. I've driven the length and breadth of the road. It's 20 miles and I've not seen a single animal. But last year, here are a few photos from animals that, well, so many bears and some bighorn that me and Ben saw on this drive. I think it also helps having two people because you need to kind of look up and look out, and it's very hard to do that when you're driving. But I did see a lot here last year, so I'm still hopeful. I'm going to drive back now and go back to Hayden Valley, but it's still another 20 miles back, so I might see something now, fingers crossed. And also I'm going to come and do it in the morning as well, because I found that the morning was really good last time. But equally later in the day, we saw quite a lot throughout the day really. I mean, we saw a grizzly bear in the morning, but we saw wildlife like constantly on this drive. So it's very warm today. It's 81 right now in this entrance spot, according to the car. Which, I mean, bears are always active, right? But that is quite warm. So I'm not that surprised. But I've definitely seen at least one grizzly day, probably two, I think, if I count the one that I didn't take a photo of. I think that was a grizzly. So, yeah. So I didn't have any more luck on the East Entrance Road. It is what it is though. As I said, these animals aren't stationary, so just because I saw them there last September, but I did see a lot of bears there last year, so I'm going to come back in the morning and do it very early when it's been cold, and I'm hoping that I'll have a bit more luck then. But obviously on my way back to Canyon, where I'm camping tonight, I'm going to go through Hayden Valley again, so I'm going to check out to see if the grizzly has moved, to see if there's any wildlife at the carcass. So yeah, there's still plenty of time to find stuff. So I found myself back in Hayden Valley to see if there's anything to see. So the bear jam is still going strong. I think it's the same bear that I saw earlier, but it's now moved and it's now feeding on the carcass. So I managed to get some videos of it heading up towards the carcass and then on it, but it's still so far away to get a really clear shot. But I'm going to keep my eyes on it in case it comes a bit closer.
Kind of a neat setup to be able to touch your
Yeah, that is cool.
Oh, you have the carcass? Oops.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's good.
You can barely tell. Yeah, but we saw him walking over there.
So you come back tomorrow
very
at
close.
7:30, and then this will over there.
Well, we've
Yeah,
seen them.
we saw the wolf last night here. They appeared like around 6:40.
Yeah.
They were right here.
Yeah, we had this
Very
morning.
close.
This morning they were up there,
Uh-huh.
and then some others were over here,
So don't touch
and then
anything else other than
they all joined together, and then they walked right along this first bridge here.
look
Yeah,
for
right.
where the
Yeah, we saw.
I did it from here.
I'm getting my hands on it. We need to bring our walking sticks with us.
So I got to see the bear feeding on the carcass. I have got some video to share with you. It's from super far away. It's right on the other side of this cliff. So even with the 800mm lens, it's still not enough to get a good photo, but I got to see it and I got some footage of it, so that's the main thing. So what a day, grizzly bear in Yellowstone. And there's another jam on the way back to camp. So what could this be? I've got a feeling it could be elk because I just saw two calves further back. But whatever it is, or it's a bison, I'd imagine. It won't be a bear because I don't get that kind of luck. So it was an elk. I saw his antlers, and by the time I got over there to take a picture, he'd gone. But yeah, still quite cool. So today I've seen elk, grizzly bear, bison, pronghorn, deer. Not bad for one day in Yellowstone. So stay tuned to the video, because the video's not over. I'm gonna go to my camp now, and then tomorrow I'm gonna go and find some more wildlife in Yellowstone and then head down to Teton. So make sure you've subscribed, like the video, let me know your favorite animal in Yellowstone, and I'll see you in the morning. Morning guys, welcome back to another exciting day in Yellowstone. I had a decent night's sleep in my camp last night. I saw some deer this morning and an elk this morning as I was leaving camp. I've come through Hayden Valley. It's so foggy at the moment. It's really hard to see because of the cold water from the river mixing up with the warmer air that they've had in the daytimes. Now I have popped up to the carcass that I was looking at yesterday. There's actually no animals on it at the moment. The grizzly bear had a really good feast off it yesterday, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, I'm just out and about now, scouting around to see what else I can see. I mean, I have seen wolves here before, and it's really cool. But I don't have my spotting scope with me, and for the wolves, unless one comes to the road, it's very hard to get pictures of them because they're obviously so much smaller than bears. So even if a wolf was on that carcass, I mean, I wouldn't be able to get a good shot of it anyway. But it's really cool to be in the area. I'm gonna come back a little bit later and see if they do arrive. It's really cool when you hear them howling out and stuff. But I'm gonna go to the East Entrance Road. I drove a bit of the Tower and Canyon Road last night in the hope of bear, but there was nothing. So yeah, I'm gonna take the risk and head back out on the East Entrance Road. But this time I'm not gonna go all the way to the gate. I'm just gonna focus on the 9 mile point, because that's where there's a family of bears that do tend to frequent it. Again, it's not wildlife, sanctuary where they're gonna be there for sure, but I'm gonna go out and have a look anyway. So there's this herd of elk, and you could just hear the bugling calls there of the bull. I can't see the bull at the moment. I can see a young bull, but he doesn't have much of a rack, so there must be a bigger bull further back. So I'm waiting for him to come forward. But yeah, super cool. So the best thing that could have happened has happened. I've got up close photos of a grizzly bear munching berries, think cherries, right here in Sedge Bay, similar location to last year, and this is grizzly 288. And my camera has just died because I've used all of the battery, but I've got some amazing shots, so it's all good.
So yeah, you want to put this over the windows so that there's anybody moving, they don't vibrate your lens as much. Like me moving. Oh, that's way too low. We gotta raise your digital ISO. What mode are you in? Oh, forget auto. Forget auto. We gotta get auto.
And you can see the rangers have arrived, and they've popped out some signs saying not to stop. And I think they're going to try and keep people moving. They haven't hazed the bear yet, but he's not causing any trouble. He's just enjoying his berries, but he is quite close to the road. You can just see him here. Oh, you guys, I am so buzzing. That was amazing. Like, that was the encounter that I really wanted on this trip. I just cannot express how happy I am. My lens, for some reason my camera shut down, and I thought there was like the battery had died or something, or it was cold. Anyway, when I got some 4G, I googled and it said remove the lens, and then it worked again, and now I put the lens back on and it still works. So very strange, but I'm so glad that that didn't happen until I got my pictures. But yeah, so like cloud9 right now, happy. This trip has been so fruitful for bears, but in particular grizzly bears, which is usually the opposite. It's normally I see more black bears and then you get the odd grizzly bear, which is amazing. But like this trip, there's been hardly any black bears apart from in Glacier. So yeah, just so happy. So I have left the East Entrance Road and I'm heading back towards Canyon Village because I want to go and have a shower. Because I camped there last night and obviously I got going this morning, so I'm going to go back and do that. And I want to go in the gift shop, and then I am going to head down to the Tetons, where I'm going to spend the rest of today and camp tonight before I fly back. I fly to LA and then London I fly from Jackson to LA and then LA to London. I couldn't quite string that together for you, but yeah, that's what's up. So but of course what it means going back to Canyon is it's another drive through Hayden Valley. So I mean, the only animal that I've not seen on this entire trip is the wolf, from my list of usual animals. Obviously there's loads of other animals, but yeah, the wolf I haven't seen. But I mean, if I don't see a wolf on this trip, I'll be okay, because I'm coming back on a proper Yellowstone holiday next year with Ben, and we always want to see the wolves, so I'm sure I'll see one then. And it wouldn't be a trip to Yellowstone without another bison jam. Not as bad as yesterday, luckily. Wow, these guys are so close to these cars. Just driving through Hayden Valley back towards Canyon, and I saw, well, at least to term loosely, there was a bear with her cub They were so far out, not very easy to spot, but still really, really cool. They were way on the other side of the hillside, so I didn't get the best shots, but there is in terms of photos, the photos were terrible, but I did manage to get a little bit of video, so you can make them out though, and still it's cool. So that's another couple of bears. Like, it's like just crazy. So yeah, I'm almost back at Canyon now, so I think this is a good time to wrap this one up. The last time I was in Yellowstone, this west thumb geyser basin was actually closed. I think there'd been some flooding and stuff, so it was really cool to actually just come and stretch my legs and check it out. And it's just the perfect last stop on what has been the most incredible wildlife sighting journey in Yellowstone. It's been beyond what my expectations were in terms of what I've seen, especially the grizzly today. So if you've enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.